You want a Washington, D.C. tour? Just $10. That's the Capitol behind me. This is the IRS building. Oh, I can't tell you that. That's illegal.
Illegal because I didn't pass Washington, D.C.'s tour guide tests. In some cities, to run a tour, even if it's just about ghosts like this one, or food, tour guides need an expensive, hard-to-get license, one that may have nothing to do with the tour.
I had to pass a college-level history exam with tons of obscure gotcha questions.
8 years ago, I covered a fight over these absurd licenses in Savannah, Georgia. At the end of this video, I'll explain what changed since then. But first, Savannah's a town with lots of interesting history. But tour guides say,
the number one question I get is, where's the bench in Forrest Gump?
Would you like a chocolate?
Oh, thank you. We are going to do a 90-minute history tour of Savannah.
Michelle Freenor offers walking tours and gets good reviews from customers. But her business almost didn't get off the ground because Savannah politicians say to be a tour guide, you have to get a license. And that takes lots of time and work.
It could be 3 to 5 months of studying it because it was about 120 pages. I had to map out where I was standing, what I was saying.
In some cities, you have to have a license just to tell stories.
Dick Carpenter, author of the book Bottleneckers, Gaming Government for Power and Private Profit, says Savannah's rules, like those in many cities, create so many hurdles for entrepreneurs. Not only did Michelle have to pass a difficult history test,
She also had to do a criminal background check, which meant she had to give a urine sample and a blood sample. She also had to go through a physical fitness test, and then she had to pay fees to the city as a result.
And yet the test asked no questions about subjects covered by the most popular tours.
You know, the most popular tour in Savannah is a ghost tour.
So she complained to a city official.
There's no ghost questions on this test. And he goes, because ghosts aren't real.
There were no test questions about Forrest Gump either.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Even if guides give Forrest Gump tours, ghost tours, or food tours, they must pass the test.
The city was making a nice amount of money for people failing this.
Alderman Bill Durant says it's important to license tour guides.
I hear a lot of tour guides saying things that make me cringe. The licensing and the testing, I thought was a good idea just to make sure people had the accurate information.
Politicians in a bunch of other cities agree. They demand that tour guides pass tests. The turning point for Michelle came when she got sick.
When I told them, hey, I don't think I could pass the physical this year, I was actually told by a city official, well, I guess you're going to have to find another occupation.
There were a couple of points that maybe went a little too far in the licensing process, having to have the physical exam periodically, maybe the cost of the test.
They basically said, if you don't like it, you can sue us. And when they said that, that's what I did.
With the help of the law firm, the Institute for Justice, she sued Savannah, and Savannah removed its licensing rule. So how does that go down? You bring the suit, and they sheepishly say, oh yeah, you're right, it's a First Amendment issue?
I wish it were that easy. There's discovery, depositions are taken, and so the city often months, often years.
But finally, Savannah has dropped its tests.
You want a Washington, D.C. tour? Just $10.
In Washington, D.C., this Segway tour guide complained about the unneeded rules.
We give them a proper tour. I mean, I've passed a bar exam. I know how to give a proper tour.
The Institute for Justice sued Washington, too, and won. They also won in Philadelphia and Charleston, where a court ruled that the rules are unconstitutional because the First Amendment protects your right to speak for a living, whether you're a journalist, a comedian, or a tour guide. Good point. And my point is, we don't need complex consumer protection from government because competition protects customers.
The free market is taking care of itself. Bad tour companies don't last.
The free market helps consumers much more than licensing laws ever will.
It's been a pleasure walking with you today.
Michelle's still giving tours because government finally got out of her way. But politicians usually want more control over us.
Little by little, we've managed to get control of some things, but we still don't have control over a lot.
Yes, you do. Your bottlenecks are everywhere. And 8 years later, despite the victories in court, there are still tour guide licensing rules in cities like New Orleans and New York. Here in New York City, guides must pass a 150-question exam. It's ridiculous. The bureaucrats should get out of the way. We're supposedly free people. Let us choose how we spend our money. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and would like to see more, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get the next one.